time signature stuff. Happens all the time. It's great. Welcome back to Music Teacher Reacts, where the spacebar can be aptly blamed for poor sentence structure, and of course you'll find my analyses and opinions of anything music related. I'm turning down the gain in my mic because of the endless noise that's still outside. There's just a lot going outside, and I really wanted to listen to this song, and I've been told I need to research Nightwish Shoemaker, which I haven't done yet, so I'm doing that right now. Okay, so he's dead. American geologist. He co-discovered the comet, with his wife. The comet hit Jupiter. The impact was televised around the world. Wait a second. He died in Australia in a car crash. For those of you who don't know where Alice Springs is in Australia, it's like pretty much central Australia. And Australia is pretty much a desert continent. And a car crash in 1997. Okay, after his death, some of his ashes were carried to the moon. So by all accounts, he was a very smart, scientific guy. I swear, I nearly read that as astrology. Thank God it's not. And he was involved in training American astronauts. So this might be obviously quite important. So he co-discovered the comet Shoemaker-Levy, so obviously with somebody Levy. Oh, okay. So it was unique in that it provided the first opportunity to observe the planetary impact of a comet, which collided with Jupiter, a massive scar. Wow. Okay. How big was that comet? This is a problem. Like you just keep clicking things in Wikipedia until because you want to find more information out. Okay, 1.8 kilometers. I talk in kilometers because I'm Australian, so 1.1 miles. All right, that's pretty huge. And then, of course, the part that everybody goes to on a Wikipedia page, or is it just me? Death. Yeah. Okay, so he's discovering craters, head-on car collision, because it's pretty much in the middle of the desert. The roads are really straight, so they don't enforce the speed limits as much because the roads are super straight, and I've been there. There's no like large trees and bends. So when you're driving up these highways, it is very, very like all you see is road ahead of you. It's that the road you can't see any further, and the road just gradually appears and appears and appears. You're never going around a bend, and it's actually pretty fun. But a few hundred kilometers northwest of Alice Springs. And that's pretty cool that some of his ashes were carried to the moon. And when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. And he will make the face of heaven, which he probably didn't believe in, so fine, that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. And he received a ridiculous amount of awards and tributes. So I'm armed with the lyrics, and I'm hoping to be armed with a little bit of information that I would have not known otherwise. Pressing play now. Oh, it's a lyric video. Okay. I don't need the lyrics. All right. I really want to enjoy this as a masterpiece and not be too carried away with trying to find out the time signature. So there's a feel of 6, but it changes. Like feel of 2, 6/8 kind of thing, but changes. So I could be wrong. I'm going to go back later on and do it. I don't care right now. But yeah, time signature stuff happens all the time. It's great. I love it when that kind of thing happens in music because it keeps you on your toes and it makes it so interesting to listen to. There's this theme of like going around this really distinct rhythmic theme and melodic theme that the range of the pitches at the moment in the melody are really, really narrow, which is interesting. And it repeats over and over again. So to me, if you're telling a story, this suggests possibly his consistent interest, but also he's doing, consistently trying to discover newer and newer things which weren't discovered before. So I find that could possibly be musically a reason why there's this round and round and round feeling with the melody.
To the far on the stellar sea, but in little stars.
That was really, really nice. I couldn't keep my eyes away from it, and I stopped it there because I know that it's either going to repeat that in some way or go into another section. Having that double up but an emphasis on the lower male vocals with the female vocals on the top just being placed there created some really beautiful contrast. And you're bringing back, you're again pulling back the texture and leaving it more exposed.
On the stellar sea, but in little stars.
I love that accompaniment. It's again very exposed. It's a string accompaniment, and it kind of sounds like a mandolin or some kind of like it reminds me of a harpsichord, but it's not. And I think it's using some melodic themes from the melody as well. No, it's almost doubling the melody. Sorry. So it's playing the melody with some elaborate. So it's at the same time as the vocalist, it's providing the same melody with some ornamentation to it. I might have figured out the time signature through that. It sounds like 3858, 3858, because it's a group of, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to listen to it later on anyway.
when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with the night and pay no worship to the garish sun.
I see why a big deal was made out of that. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I am a big fan of stopping and talking. And I'm listening to that last section with that beautiful melody. I'm just looking up Laudato si ad astra. So I got to look at what the different songs are on this, because extended version, I'll take a listen to that later because I'm not sure what it is. But look, as I was saying, so I'm usually there trying to pick parts where I can stop in between sections or at the end of phrases. There were a lot of opportunities, but I couldn't at the end because it was building and building so gradually and so beautifully. And I feel like the phrases at the end were just so long that they kind of, you could hear where one started and one ended, but I found it impossible to stop. And I do not like having the song on playing for a long time for copyright reasons. I'm going to get, it doesn't matter, like it gets picked up anyway as a content ID, but I don't want people coming to my videos and using this as a alternative to listening to the song, especially for the first time. But that was really hard to stop because it starts off with this beautiful high-pitched vibrato melody with the melodic movement being just in steps, very long notes. And it builds and builds until you have this choir backing and a lot more rhythmic movement in the accompaniment, in the percussion, in the strings. And that was beautiful. And I'm so glad that I researched that. I'm so glad I saw that quote. And I did not know it was a Shakespeare quote. Yep, sorry. And pay no worship to the garish sun. There goes my credibility. But I'm glad that I saw that because it helped me understand a lot more. The timing changes, the melody, it was all amazing. And I'm actually loving this album so far because I know that this was kind of like split some Nightwish fans. Some Nightwish fans were just like, nah, don't like the album. But I think artists are professionals and they do not release something that they don't see as perfect as possible for them. And this is not a criticism to people who don't like this. It's fine, you know, you might have one sound that you like or not, but this goes for every artist. If you do not like a song or an album from an artist, that's fine. You're entitled to that. It's subjective. But what I don't like seeing is people saying things are trash or things are like trash talking certain albums and certain songs, although you're a fan. Because that artist that you support has given to you hours upon hours, hundreds of hours of work, thousands possibly, to what they see as perfection. And this is great. This really is. And I can't wait to keep going through this album, not just the lyrical pieces of music, but the orchestral ones, which I can't wait to get to. I'm creating a playlist so that it's all in order, by the way. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching. Until next time.